I believe that unfortunately Jammu and Kashmir is that place where democracy in India goes to be buried. We've had no assembly election, we've had no elected assembly elections being held on time in spite of the security concerns that prevailed in Jammu and Kashmir at that point. Today, when we are told almost every day that the situation is far improved, it's as close to normal as it has been in the last 3.5 decades, etc. Is due to complete also later this year. No elections on the horizon. As far as assembly elections are concerned, not so long ago we had the Chief Election Commissioner saying that he recognizes there is a vacuum in Jammu and Kashmir that needs to be filled. Unfortunately, as recently as a few days ago, when the elections to the 5 states were announced and he was asked about elections in Jammu and Kashmir, he said, well, we'll have to see. There are other factors that need to be taken into consideration. No attempt has been made to share with the people of Jammu and Kashmir exactly what those factors are that are denying us our legitimate right to an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir. And in the meantime, the people are suffering. The absence of an elected government has meant an absence of public contact with the administration. There is very little, if any, public contact with the government of the day in Jammu and Kashmir and the people of Jammu and Kashmir at the moment. You have a situation where, with amazing regularities, scams are reported, but even the basic allegations are not looked into. Had those scams been alleged against an opposition government, you can be rest assured that by now investigative agencies would have moved in and if nothing else, raids would have happened. The state of the media in Jammu and Kashmir is a matter of great concern. The fact is that I have never known the media to be as pressurized as it is today in terms of what they can report and what they can't report. The fact is that even cartoonists today in Jammu and Kashmir are afraid to draw cartoons about the government, preferring to draw cartoons about people who haven't been in government for, if I talk about myself now, almost 10 years. But that's the way it is. Journalists are denied permission to travel. Most recently, you had a case where a journalist was nominated for an award, and under pressure from the right wing, the organization that was to give her the award withdrew it less than 24 hours before she was to arrive there to take it. Numbers are fudged to present a picture far rosier than it is. While I'll be the first to accept that yes, tourism is visible in Jammu and Kashmir, it isn't for the first time in the last 30 years that you've had a situation like this. But the way in which numbers are sort of reduced to suggest that for the first time tourism in Kashmir has crossed 1 crore. The problem with that number is that the number hasn't changed. The methodology to count it has changed. As a practice, previous governments, mine included, and others before me, never counted pilgrims as tourists. For the very simple reason that we found it was very difficult to move pilgrims from the beaten track to actual tourist areas, particularly when you came to Mata Vaishno Devi pilgrims. They would come to Jammu, travel to Katra, go up to the cave, do their darshan and leave. Hardly anybody would move off the track to go and visit any of the areas, even close to Jammu. But this year we find that the government has decided to include Mata Vaishno Devi pilgrims and Amarnath Yatris in the official tourist numbers. Immediately your number bumps up because you have more than 1 crore Yatris to Mata Vaishno Devi, and that's where you get the 1 crore tourist numbers. So you don't have an increased number of tourists into Jammu and Kashmir. All you do is change the way you count them. Similarly, where investment was promised after 5th August 2019, I keep asking the government, please show us something new. Show us a new project that has come up post 5th August 2019. Don't show us the 4-laning of the highway because that was something Dr. Manmohan Singh did. Don't show us the Zujila tunnel because that is also a product of the UPA. Don't show us the railway because that's been built since Madam Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. Show us something new. The medical colleges were announced when Ghulam Nabi Azad Sahab was health minister. The IIT, IIM, All India Institute campuses in Jammu and Srinagar predate 5th August 2019. They were there when the BJP and the PDP were allies. So please tell us, what have you given Jammu and Kashmir post 5th August 2019 to justify what you did? Or for that matter, fresh investment. Show us a sector in Kashmir that has seen investment. Whether in tourism, whether in manufacturing, whether in agriculture, whether in horticulture. Is there something that they can show us? But unfortunately, very little. And in the meantime, public anger grows, whether it is over the installation of smart meters, whether it is with levying of house tax, whether it is with regard to operationalizing of toll plazas along the highway. Almost everything provokes the people to come out, because there is a simmering sort of resentment about the way things have been after 5th August 2019, and this is more visible in Jammu than in Kashmir, mind you. In Kashmir, actually, the space for even civil dissent is very limited. It is easier to go out and protest in Jammu over civic issues than it is in Kashmir, which is why, as I said right in the beginning, at the moment, unfortunately, Jammu and Kashmir seems to be the place where democracy in India goes to die, and nothing is happening to convince me otherwise. So this, I think, would be as much as I'd like to say to open this, and I'm more than happy to take the questions that you